Hi everybody, welcome to Raven Element. My name is Roses. I'm going to be bringing you guys an intuitive weekly reading for the first week of November here. I am a little bit late. I meant to do it yesterday, but I'm bringing it to you guys today. You can generally look for the energy and the love intuitive week readings on the weekend. So I'm going to be starting off with a little bit different of approach. These are Michelle Bellinger's psychic aptitude cards, and there's 5 different colors on these, and it does help me intuitively read sometimes. So we're going to start off with one of these cards. And for those of you guys who would like to kind of hone your psychic skills, the way that this works is I'm going to flip over the card, and I want you to picture what the card is in your mind. And yes, it is 5 colors, but those colors can also be objects and other things. Like an example, if you see snow, right, that could be white, or winter, or something to do with ice, and the card is white. Or if you see the ocean, right, or a blueberry or something of that sort, and it's obviously blue and the color is blue, then you still are going to be accurate with these. Okay, so let's get a color. This is more of a colorscope start to the reading. So if you guys are trying to intuitively choose the card, you need to go ahead and pause the video right now, and we'll get into this. So we are starting off with red. So how many of you guys chose red? So red is definitely a color of love, definitely a color of roses, just like on the card here. It can be also a color of control, dominance, war. In its diminutive form, pink. It can be more lightened up. It can be more, so think about all the things that are attached to red. It could be anger. It could be Mars energy. It could be red lipstick energy. So were you guys right? The more that we do this, the more you guys will actually get to honing your skills every week. So this will be a little bit fun. So we're starting off with red. We're going to expand upon this. Endurance rock. Endurance rock. Okay. That popped out so quickly. This is the tree that endures, that grows through the concrete crack. The first seeds of life during the spring that flourish and live beyond all odds. So some of you are enduring. Some of you guys might be enduring potentially someone's anger, or there's a growing resentment or anger over feeling like you are not seeing an end to a specific situation that is requiring you to have a lot of strength. And it could be also that, again, red can be a number of things. It could be that you're working on a relationship which is enduring and flourishing against all odds. Remember, there's always 2 sides to the coin. It doesn't have to be negative here. It could also be positive. And my dogs were getting a bit feisty under there like they always do. I feel like if you're watching this channel, you already know by now my dogs can get kind of loud. So this endurance could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of different things for a lot of different situations. Depends on what you're watching this for. So let's get some more clarity here. And I'm really feeling this deck today for some reason. I just feel like it's giving me really good, clear answers. I don't want to take that out. So someone might be trying to offer you something and you don't want to take it. You're enduring, you're sticking to your guns. You're plodding through it. It is not easy. It's definitely something that you have passion towards, even potentially anger towards. I feel like this could be a rose blooming here. But you're not accepting this offer. Cut one more time here. Sorry, I didn't feel like it was ready to go. The World. It came out in reverse, though. And we've got 7 of coins in reverse. I don't usually read reversals, but this deck is obviously upright, so came out reversed for a reason. So whatever it is, this cycle is not ending. It's like you expected it to close out, but it's not. It actually hasn't come to an end, or something in your past that you thought has come to an end is actually coming back around again. And it was something that previously wasn't working. A flip side of the coin. Something isn't working. And the sad part is, from the beginning, it was like flourishing against all odds. And you didn't expect it to come to an end, but ultimately it's not working. It's coming to an end. Something's ultimately not working, and yeah, coming to an end. Strength card. I knew that was going to come out when I saw Endurance Rock. I was seeing it before it even actually came. This is a Leo Major Arcana energy. And some of you know something is coming to an end. It could even be your job that's coming to an end. And it's making you angry every single day to have to go through this and endure this and be there and deal with some sort of toxicity that's happening in your life. And it's taking like all of your strength to be able to get through this. And it was something that you used to be really passionate about, but it's like declined so bad that it's gone downhill. But you can't leave at the same time because of the financial situation. And even though you want this to be over so badly, it's not coming to an end. For those of you who are in a relationship, unfortunately, I also see that there could have been a third-party situation, and that person said that they ended the situation, but it hasn't ended. It hasn't ended, and so you're finding out that it hasn't ended. 10 of Swords. And it's almost more painful holding on than it is to close something out, right? And I hate to use this analogy, but I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and use it. Hopefully you guys aren't too squeamish, but like, it's like when you're nauseous and you just wish you would vomit, right? Because the nausea is so terrible, it's almost worse than throwing up. And I don't know why I feel like that analogy, but it's like the toxic energy that's in the environment right now, it's worse to hold on to it than it is to let it go. And you may have been like on the fence about whether you were going to close this out or not, and it ultimately I feel like it is enduring at this point in time, but it's like something really, really painful. And for some of you, it is closing out a cycle. The Tower in reverse. We're getting a lot of reversals today. And when you don't have a solid foundation, it doesn't matter how much you build upon it. I always see the tower as the Jimi Hendrix song, Castles in the Sand crumble into the sea eventually, right? So things that are not built on firm foundations eventually do come to an end. And so, like I said, initially it may have endured against all odds, but ultimately there is something that's bringing about this end, temperance. And you will be working together with this person. Right now it's just in a waiting period. It could be some type of divorce situation, yeah, and you're kind of manifesting something new, or even potentially manifesting this end so that you can close out this chapter, and you're willing to work with this person to get through it so that you guys can each go your separate ways. But ultimately, what's on the horizon for you is change, and it's death to the old ways, and then it's also endurance and strength to, and rest and manifestation to bring in the new thing. So we're seeing going from closing out a chapter into something new. And for some of you, the chapter hasn't closed out yet. It's still sort of lingering, but you're bringing about that change. Either that, or you are potentially, in these cards I'm seeing, you could be trying to go to therapy to see if you could try to save the relationship. But there's a lot of mitigating factors here, like work, potential outside influences. And if this is going to continue on, it's going to have to kind of start over from the beginning, one brick at a time, building a more solid foundation, because what it was built on initially was not solid, but now it is going to be more solid, more solidified. All right. And the advice. We'll get an oracle for advice here too. Advice to close out. Advice to close out. Advice to close out. Now remember, this is not obviously going to be for very many people here, so only take it if it resonates. You guys do remember to give me a like and a subscribe, please. To make equal the equator. To make equal, or was not equal. Like I said before, the equalization, the temperance factor, it's like it's working together, but it's also, in order for each person to feel like they're satisfied potentially in the situation, if this is divorce, it's like it's going to be amicable and it's going to be divided out. This is like both of you know that it's time for this to come to an end. It's just like it's endured because of XYZ reasons, potentially because of family or just not knowing exactly how to end it. You might have been separated for some time, and the making equal or equaling it out would be to start over at the balancing point, or from the beginning potentially. So this is an end as in a beginning again type energy for me. All right. So you guys hang in there. I hope this helped. And I will see you guys again here on Raven Element.